Document Tingz, bringing truth to the light. Paper trail strong, yeah, we reading it right. From the docket to the drop, every case, every scene. I'm your courtroom reporter with the facts in between. Yeah. Document Tingz, bringing truth to the light. Paper trail strong, yeah, we reading it right. From the docket to the drop, every case, every scene. I'm your courtroom reporter with the facts in between. Yeah.
Hey guys, come on in, have a seat. Let's get into some court updates, okay? Y'all already know about my actual copyright disclaimer. Y'all already know about my QR code direct link to my X page. So let's get into this appeal saga because it has began, okay? Now, notice of appeal. Notice is hereby given that defendant Milagro Cooper hereby appeals to the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit from the December the 2nd of 2025 final judgment, finding defendant Milagro Cooper liable on counts 2 and 3 of plaintiff Megan Pete's second amended complaint filed on February the 10th of 2025. Now, with this appeal, in a prior video, which I will link at the end of this video, as some of y'all who do know or may not know, but we're going to reiterate, Megan Thee Stallion filed for an appeal first. Megan Thee Stallion did team up, okay, with Clairlock LLC, one of the top defamation firms in the world, to file an amicus curiae to attempt to reinstate count 1, which was defamation per se. So, as I mentioned before, this is now an appeal saga. Megan Thee Stallion is appealing to reinstate count 1, which is defamation per se. And now, as y'all see here, Milagro Elizabeth Cooper has filed an appeal on counts 2 and 3 based off the validity. Okay? Now, let's move on. Let me stop sharing. Okay, so let's move on to the next actual docket. All right, so let's get into this piece. This cause came before the court upon sua sponte review of the record on December the 17th of 2025. Plaintiff Megan P. filed a motion for entry of permanent injunction against cyberstalking. To date, defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper has not filed a response to the motion nor requested an extension of time to respond, and the time to do so has passed. Accordingly, it is ordered in a judge that defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper has until January the 9th of 2026 to file a response to plaintiff Megan Pete's motion for entry of permanent injunction against cyberstalking, failing which the court will grant the motion by default. Now, for some of those or some of y'all who do not know, this was on January the 5th, okay? Now, today is January the 6th. So Jeremy McLamont, he has responded, okay? And let's take a look at that here. So this is the order just showing that this was granted. So this cause came before the court upon defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper's unopposed motion for extension of time to respond to plaintiff's motion to reinstate the jury's verdict, filed on January the 5th of 2026. Being fully advised, it is ordered and adjudged that defendant's motion is granted. So as of right now, the defendant has until January the 20th of 2026 to file her response to plaintiff Megan Pete's motion to reinstate the jury's verdict. Okay? Okay. So let's get into this particular court document, because this has had the internet in an uproar. And I just want to say that, in my opinion, this is not a win on either side, because this is normal. I mentioned this prior to the case actually starting. Both sides have the right to file for an appeal. Regardless of the outcome, they both have the right to file for an appeal. Okay? So this document right here is what had the internet in an uproar. And I want to read this. And I also want y'all to pause y'all screen and read this and digest this, okay? So this cause came before the court upon plaintiff Megan Pete's bill of cost, filed on January the 2nd of 2026. Plaintiff's pending motion to reinstate jury verdict and to amend final judgment or renewed motion for judgment as a matter of law, and defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper's notice of appeal call into question the validity and scope of the final judgment entered on December the 2nd of 2025. The court will not act on plaintiff's bill of cost or any motion for fees until after an appeal is concluded. Accordingly, it is ordered in a judge that plaintiff Megan Pete's motion for bill of cost is denied as premature. Okay? Pause your screen, read that, double read it. Okay, you have team plaintiff and you also have team defendant. They're both in an uproar online. And again, this is the beginning point of the appeal saga. Okay. What do you guys think? But let's go over the bullet points. Okay. First off, Megan Thee Stallion filed an appeal aiming to reinstate her defamation per se claim. Then Milagro Elizabeth Cooper filed her own appeal challenging the judgment. Because both of these appeals are now happening at the same time, the court decided to put a pause on deciding Megan's motion for taxable costs. They want to wait until all the appeals are resolved before making that decision. This delay is just a normal procedural step. The court is basically saying, let's not finalize any costs until we know the outcome of the appeals. Bottom line, we're in a holding pattern on the cost until the appellate court sorts everything out. And that's just part of the process when multiple appeals are involved. As I mentioned, Megan Thee Stallion has her appeal to reinstate the jury's verdict on defamation per se. And now you have Milagro Elizabeth Cooper filing for the validity in an appeal to her count 2 and count 3. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I couldn't do this without y'all. And as I always say, when you lead with integrity, you never have to worry about somebody questioning your loyalty or your intentions. And with that being said, y'all have a good one.